Hi all, Councillor Ross McWilliams here. We've just concluded Cabinet this evening and I just want to give you a quick update about Stuart and Councillor Carroll and my visit to John West House earlier this week. We tweeted out some great messages about the work that's going on there. At John West House, what I set out last year was our completely new approach to supporting our vulnerable people facing homelessness and the people who are already rough sleeping. It's a compassionate, thorough and cooperative approach, which is a sea change in the way we support people in this particular area and in our borough. At John West House, there's three clear stages. There's stage one, which is helping those people off the street, getting them a warm bed, getting them a warm environment, getting them a hot meal, and being with other people and the housing options workers who are helping them identify their issues and assessing how we can best help them. And then there's stage two, where once we've assessed their needs, we can get down and have some really intensive support with them. And then stage three, which is finding them accommodation elsewhere in the borough. And John West House has been a great success story. We've had Browns community company coming in. They've been doing a really great job alongside the community wardens and the housing options staff. And there was a great team spirit there from some of the residents using it. There was a real passion and drive from a lot of them to use this opportunity to help themselves get into a longer term solution. And Stuart and I had some really great chats with them. We learned a lot about how the service is working and how we can improve that, and that's absolutely what we will be doing. And also, in the long term, we want to see something similar to John West House open in Windsor, so that we've got that opportunity across the borough. Obviously, people from Windsor are coming over to John West House already, and that's fantastic. And in the long term, we want to make sure that the people who are coming here from other boroughs, we can support them to get the support they need in our neighbouring boroughs, because that's what the compassionate, thorough approach is all about. And also that key part of cooperation, working with our charitable partners and neighbouring authorities to make sure we help these people so that no one in the borough is ever rough sleeping, because every person who's rough sleeping is a tragedy, and it's the part of a compassionate authority that we don't want to see that happen. But anyway, Stuart, that was my take on it. How do you think it went?
Thank you very much, Ross. Totally echo your sentiments, and I'm really pleased to see this fantastic facility up and running. A huge amount of credit has to go to yourself, because you have pioneered this and pushed this very hard with officers. It was wonderful to see this facility in operation. There are a couple of things I just want to make reference to. Ross touched upon this. The thing that was really touching and uplifting was to see some of our residents who have unfortunately been homeless now effectively in sheltered accommodation, moving through the various stages that Ross has just articulated. And we spent over 90 minutes with some very vulnerable people, and they were glowing about John West House. Now, of course, there are more improvements that need to be made. They provided us with some particular feedback, but what I was pleased to see is that feedback was more around what I would call some of the marginal peripheral things, but fundamentally they were delighted with the facility. And it's very important that we keep this very user-focused, because it's got to be what the resident needs and what the resident wants, and we've come away with some ideas already. One simple idea, getting a bigger television. It might sound silly, but some of us take that for granted. So Ross and I are going to look at that, probably make a personal donation ourselves. And if anybody does want to donate, get in touch with Ross. We can all play our part here as a society, as a community coming together. And just want to touch upon one of the very important thing. A big thanks to Dr. Hugh Thomas. He sits with me on the local health and wellbeing chair. He's my vice chair. He's the primary care lead for our CCG in our area. He's a fantastic guy, and he runs the on-site clinic there with a nurse, and therefore provides healthcare and an opportunity to speak with residents who unfortunately have found themselves homeless, to give them the healthcare and the advice they need. The other wonderful thing about having Hugh doing that service is Hugh also provides our prescribing service in Resilience, which is our drugs and alcohol service. Now, some of our homeless residents unfortunately have addiction problems driven by underlying mental health problems. And this is something I'm very passionate about. We need to have a very courageous and ambitious mental health strategy, which we do. And I'm very pleased to see Resilience functioning and operating in a very positive way. And it's down to Hugh and the staff there and all our officers who are connecting these services and making it possible for people to live better lives. So delighted to have visited. I look forward to visiting again very soon. and I look forward to seeing the progress we can make around the borough with similar facilities, similar shelters in other parts of the borough. But thank you very much for inviting me, Ross. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me on any of the adult social care, health or public health or mental health sides, please do. Obviously, Ross is your contact for the housing and homelessness agenda. Thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely. Anything at all, get in touch. Thank you very much.